Good morning, students. What we were discussing in previous class. In previous class, we were discussed about epithelial tissues. So, in that epithelial tissues, particularly some of the cells which are specialized for the secretion, those we are going to call it as glands, which are columnar or cuboidal. So, in that, based on number of cells, unicellular glands as well as the multicellular glands. Next, based on type of secretion, mode of secretion and mode of pouring of secretion, that and all we discussed. Is that right? Please try to remember what in previously we discussed. So that one, so in that at last, what we call exocrine glands, endocrine glands, next heterocrine glands. Exocrine glands are particularly salivary glands, that and all, gastric glands, intestinal glands, tear glands, mammary glands, which are comes under exocrine glands. Next, endocrine glands are those hypothalamus, pituitary gland, adrenal gland, so which are directly released their secretion into the bloodstream. Is that right? Ductless. Previously, what is that? Exocrine. These are ducts which are going to present through the ducts. Their secretion which released into the what we call wherever that particular target in that particular region. Okay. At last, heterocrine. So in that part of that particular those what we can call those glands which is going to be act as exocrine and part it is going to be acts as endocrine. So in that exocrine endocrine both, so thereby in that example pancreas which are going to produce the acinar mucus as well as the whatever the hormones also. If you take testis and ovaries which are produce the hormones as well as the gametes. So this and all we discussed in previous class. Today we are going to discuss a main thing, what these epithelial, first class I told you, epithelial cells which are having junctions, epithelial cells which are having junctions. While I explained that particular epithelial cells, starting itself I mentioned one of the thing. What is that? Please try to remember. In that epithelial cells, in between the epithelial cells, whatever the intracellular fluid which is going to be absent and blood vessels which are going to be absent and particular what we call some of the junctions which are present, cell junctions which are present. What are the cell junctions which are going to present, that and all we are going to discuss now. Okay. So what are the cell junctions? Our topic is today cell junctions. Okay. Okay, before entering into cell junctions, let me complete a small what we call how epithelial cells which are going to be forms the different types of structures, those glands that we completed, and will enter into the cell junctions. Okay, we'll enter into the cell junctions. First, based on shape, here it is simple tubular gland. Simple tubular gland. This one simple tubular gland. How it is going to be structures? In previous class we discussed about glands. Is that right? Some of the structures I am going to make it. After that we will move to the cell junctions. Clear? So simple tubular glands. How it is looks like simple tubular gland structure? It is going to be. So tubular structure, simple, very simple, tubular structure. So this is the simple tubular structure. Simple tubular structure. So this is the simple tubular structure. So this is the gland which is going to be secretion takes place. This is going to be secretion takes place. Where it is you are going to be observe this simple tubular gland, location of this particular gland you may observe in the crypts of Lieberkühn. These crypts of Lieberkühn in intestine, small brush border epithelial cells which are going to present in intestine. Some of the cells which are going to be brush border cells which are microvilli. So those we are going to be which are going to present in intestine. In that particularly some of the cells which are in that particular wherever the microvilli region, finger like projections regions, in that some of the cells which are going to present, those we are going to call it as crypts of Lieberkühn. Scientists based on name first identified, that's what we are going to call it as crypts of Lieberkühn. These crypts of Lieberkühn which are going to be secretion takes place. crypts of Leverkusen which are going to be along with that goblet cells which are going to produce the succus entericus. Succus entericus, it is a group of enzymes, intestinal enzymes, intestinal enzymes. Simply you should remember that crypts of Leverkusen which are present in intestine. So in that intestine, these crypts of Leverkusen along with the goblet cells which produce the succus entericus. Succus entericus, it is the intestinal enzymes. Succus entericus is nothing but intestinal enzymes. While we are discussing digestion chapter very clearly in detail, we are going to discuss about that. Okay, until you just remember. Clear? So this is the structure. Simple tubular gland, crypts of Leverkusen, like this. Next, simple alveolar. Simple alveolar. Simple alveolar gland. How this simple alveolar gland which is going to be present like this. Simple alveolar gland, this is going to be, this is simple alveolar gland. Where it is going to be present? This simple alveolar gland. This is poisonous glands in toads. In toads, nothing at frog-like animals. So simple alveolar gland, alveoli, how it is going to be looks like, that's what it is going to be like. Simple alveolar, where it is going to be, are going to be observed poisonous glands in toads. Poisonous glands in toads. Okay, next sweat. Next another simple coiled tubular. Next simple coiled tubular. So this one, but just a coiled structure. This is the simple coiled tubular. Simple coiled tubular. You are going to be see this one in salivary glands, sweat glands. Sweat glands. Simple coiled tubular. You are going to see in sweat glands. Next, simple branched tubular. Next one, simple branched. Simple branch tubular. Simple branch tubular. How it is going to be structure is going to be looks like. This one, simple branched. See here it is branching pattern. You can able to observe. Where you are going to see this one. This one you are going to be observing gastric glands. Gastric glands. Where you are going to be observing gastric glands in stomach. Next, branched. Next, branched. This one, alveolar. Simple branch, you just make it. Here it is, I am going to write simple branch alveolar. Simple branch alveolar glands. Where we are going to be see this one. First I am going to make it the structure. Very simple, don't need to get simple branched. We just make it, here it is. Okay. So this one, simple branch alveolar. Where we are going to be observe this one, salivary glands. Salivary glands. Salivary glands. Okay, do you understand what I am going to say? Here it is, some of the glands, their structures and shape, where they are going to be located. First, a simple tubular gland, it is a tubular like structure. which you are going to be observing in intestine, which produce the succus entericus or group of enzymes, intestinal enzymes. Simple alveolar sac-like structure. This also we are going to call it as sacula. Where it is going to be located? Poisonous glands in toads, frogs. Simple coiled tubular, just a simple coiled tubular structure. Sweat glands. Simple branched tubular. So this one only just I made it branch. So gastric glands. Simple branched alveolar. This only I made it branch. Salivary glands. Salivary glands. You are going to be observing salivary glands. Next, we are going to see in particularly compound tubular. So just I am going to rub this one. Compound tubular. Sorry. Compound tubular. We are going to see compound tubular. Okay. Compound tubular. Compound tubular. Okay, like that I am going to make it another one. Compound alveolar. Next, compound tubulo-alveolar. This one and this one combined, which is going to present in this structure. Okay, first I am going to make it the structure. Compound tubular. So this one, how it is going to be? Okay. Next, in this, forgot. First you made it tubular structure. First you made it tubular structure. Then after that, again you just get down. Here it is also branching pattern you are going to do. So this is the compound tubular structure. Compound tubular. Where you are going to observe this compound tubular structure? Mammary glands of prototherians. Mammary glands of prototherians. Mammary glands of prototherians. What is prototherians? In mammals, particularly prototherians, metatherians, like that, animals which are going to present. Example, if he comes in duck-billed platypus, like that, examples we already be observed. Okay, so that in those animals, mammary glands which is having compound tubular. Next, if you take this structure of this particular structure, compound alveolar, compound alveolar, compound alveolar. Okay. So this is the compound alveolar structure. Where you are going to be observe this location? Where we are going to be observe this particular location? Just go through the diagram. Okay, we are going to be observing salivary glands. Where we are going to be observe salivary glands. Salivary glands. Salivary glands. Next, last. This one, compound tubulo-alveolar. This structure, this one, compound tubulo-alveolar. First you made it this structure. First you made it tubular structure. So in this first tubules are there, then after that again you just made it long. So like this you can able to observe. So entire structure. So where it is going to be structure, which is going to be located? Mammary glands. This is the prototherians. Mammary glands of humans. Mammary glands of human female. Next, you can able to observe. Next, Bartholin glands. These are the female reproductive system glands. Next, Cowper's glands. These male reproductive system glands. Next, pancreas. 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 Okay, pancreas. So you are going to be first compound tubular. This one tubular example mammary glands of prototherians mammals. Next compound alveolar structure is looks like salivary glands. Next compound alveolar structure is going to be like mammary glands of human female, Bartholin glands of female reproductive system, Cowper's glands of male reproductive system, pancreas. So these are the examples of that particular glands. Now we are going to see the how it is going to be exactly uh, these where these what we call with this gland structure that are all completed. Now we are going to be enter into the cell junctions. Now we are going to enter into the cell junctions. Examples are very important. You have to remember. No option. Okay. Next, cell junctions. Okay, cell junctions. Epithelial cells which are having different types of junctions. Epithelial cells which are having different types of junctions. So what are the junctions which are going to present? I am going to write first epithelial cells which are having junctions. Tight junctions. Next, gap junctions. Next, intermediate junctions. Intermediate junctions. Okay. Next, intracellular space. Intracellular spaces. Intracellular bridge. Intracellular bridges. Next, desmosomes. Hemidesmosomes. Okay, desmosomes, hemidesmosomes, interdigitations. Interdigitations. So these are the different types of cell junctions which are going to where these cell junctions which are going to present. Suppose so this is the one epithelial cell. Suppose this is the one epithelial cell. This is the one epithelial cells. Another epithelial cell. So this is the another epithelial cell. So this is the one epithelial cell, this is the another epithelial cells. In between the two epithelial cells, in this region, in this region, in this region, in this region, these cell junctions which are going to be present. In these cell junctions, where these are going to be located? Between two epithelial cells. Between two epithelial cells. Between two epithelial cells. So these cell junctions which are going to present. So between this is the one epithelial cell, this is the another epithelial cells. Between the two cells, two epithelial cells, cell junctions which are located in this region. Cell junctions which are going to be located in this region. What type of junctions which are going to be located? Tight junctions, gap junctions, intermediate junctions, intracellular space, intracellular bridges, desmosomes, hemidesmosomes, interdigitations. we are going to see the how that particular structure of these cell junctions which are going to be located in between. Now these structures I am going to make it a little enlarged. How it is going to be looks like here it is. Do you understand what I am going to say? So what these junctions which are located in between the two epithelial cells, instead of this one I am going to make it how that particular these junctions which are going to present, that I am going to make it clear. Rough diagram. I'm going to make it rough diagram. Please try to understand. Okay. First, these are the topmost microvilli. These are the cells of the microvilli. Cells of the microvilli. So here it is gap junction. Here it is tight junctions. You are going to be observed. I'll explain. So this is the. These are the. Suppose if you take it, this is the two epithelial cells which are going to present on the surface. On the surface of the epithelial cells, microvilli which is going to present. On some of the places, cilia also which are going to present. So those two membranes, here it is this one epithelial cell membrane, here it is one another epithelial cell membrane which are going to be tightly bound together, thereby forming, here it is different types of cell junctions. Different types of cell junctions which are going to be formation takes place. Different types of cell junctions which are going to be formation takes place. So different types of cell junctions which are going to be formation takes place. Little I am going to, this one I made it a little big, I will decrease the size. Okay, first, so this is the one cell, this is the one entire cell of that particular epithelial cell. So this also one of the another epithelial cell which is going to be located in between the two epithelial cells, cell membranes which are fused together, cell membrane, one epithelial cell another epithelial cell, cell membranes which are fused together forms the these particular junctions. First one, so here it is. These are the on epithelial cell. This is going to be microvilli. Here it is cilia which are going to present. Okay. So on two membranes, in between the two membranes, epithelial membrane, you are going to be see first tight junctions. So these are the tight junctions. Tight junctions. So what are these two tight junctions? Tight junctions. So these two these tight junctions. What is the function of these tight junctions? Tight junctions which are going to be prevent leaking substances. Prevent leaking. Prevent leaking between the two cells. So simply tight junctions, name itself indicating that this is the tight junctions which prevent the leaking, any sort of leak which is going to present in between. Here it is preventing those, that is the reason why you are going to call it as a tight junctions. Tight junctions. Okay, that you remember, tight junctions. Clear? Next, this particular space which we are going to call it as, this particular space which we are going to call it as intracellular space. Intercellular space. Intercellular space. Intercellular space. Next, in this region, these are gap junctions. These are gap junctions which are going to be allowing the molecules. passaging of passaging passaging of small molecules, ions, sometimes big molecules also. Simply gap junctions between the two epithelial cells which responsible for that transportation of small molecules, ions, sometimes large molecules also from one cell to other cell which are going to be which transportation takes place. That is work which can be done by the gap junctions. That is work which can be done by the gap junctions. Next, after that, intermediate, what we call intermediate junctions. So in this intermediate junctions, so this is the intermediate junction. In this intermediate junction, this is the protein plaque which is going to present on this. From this protein plaque some microfilaments which are going to be coming out, microfilaments. So this is what we can call intermediate junctions, intermediate junctions, intermediate junctions. So these intermediate junctions also we are going to call it as zonular adherence, zonular adherence, zonular adherence. Intermediate junctions also we are going to call it as zonular adherence. Tight junctions also called as zonular occludence, zonular occludence, zonular occludence. Tight junctions also called zonular occludence. Intermediate junctions also called zonular adherence, zonular adherence. So these are the microfilaments, microfilaments, microfilaments. So these are the microfilaments. Next, after that, this one here it is. Here it is also protein plaque which is going to be coming out. Here is also protein plaque, and this protein plaque which is going to be rising from here, it is tonofibrils. Here it is microfilaments. Here it is tonofibrils. Here it is the, what are these? Tonofibrils. Tonofibrils. These tonofibrils and protein plaque combinedly this entire region we are going to call it as desmosomes. Desmosomes. This is the macula adherens. Macula adherens. What we are going to call it as macula adherens. Macula adherens. Macula adherens. So this one here it is interdigitations. 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 Next here it is hemidesmosomes are there. Hemidesmosomes. Desmosomes. Okay. Now tight junctions. What is the function of tight junctions? Zonular adherence, zonular occludence, zonular occludence, which are going to be attached with the tight attachment of this particular epithelial cells, preventing leakage substances, any substances leakage which is going to be prevention takes place. Next, intracellular space. This is the space, just space, little space. Next, after that, gap junctions. These gap junctions which are allows the between the two epithelial cells, some of the small molecules, ions, and sometimes large molecules also which are going to be transportation takes place. Transportation takes place. Next, after that, intermediate junctions which are going to present, those we are going to call it zonular adherence. So these intermediate junctions, particularly these intermediate junctions which are like what we call two epithelial cells which are going to be attached, adherence, adhering function, adhering function, attachment function, attachment function. Whatever this here it is, microfilaments are actin molecules, microfilaments are with formed by the actin molecules, Okay. Next, after that, coming down, whatever the third junction, these junctions which we are going to call it as desmosomes. Here it is desmosomes, also known as macula adherens, macula desmosomes, also known as macula adherens. Here it is cementing like substance. This is the cementing like substance. Of course, this also adherence function, this also adherence function, this also adherence function. The mainly these desmosomes which are going to be attached stronger and thicker than intermediate junctions. Do you understand what I'm going to say? So here also, this also attachment function, this also attachment function between the two cells. But here it is desmosomes or macular adherents which are thick and strong attachment between the two cells. And whatever the tonofibrils which are here it is, these tonofibrils are keratinized. Filaments are which are going to be keratinized. Here it is actin molecule. Here it is keratinized. Okay. Next, interdigitations. Here it is finger-like projections which are coming down. Those interdigitations which increase the surface area, and that increase the surface area, and thereby between the two cells also which are going to be attachment takes place, and at last epidesmosomes, these hemidesmosomes which are present on each on the half side only, on only one epithelial cell, not both the epithelial cells. Simply this hemidesmosomes, here it is cementing like substance which is attached this particular epithelial cell to the basal surface. This epithelial cell to the basal surface attachment takes place by the hemidesmosomes. So this is the entire one epithelial cell. So this is the one entire epithelial cell. This is the another one epithelial cell. This is the another epithelial cells. In between the two epithelial cells, so these cell junctions which are going to be present in between the two epithelial cells, these are the two junctions which are going to present. In so many exams, these are going to be asked: tight junctions, gap junctions, intermediate junctions, these desmosomes. In previous questions they asked. So what are their functions, that and all they are going to be asked. Please go through. While matching, they will ask tight junctions. On other side, they will give match tight junctions, gap junctions. By giving four base options, they will ask their functions and their particular like that they will ask. So please go through this one. Okay, so these are the cell junctions which are going to be present. Okay, with this epithelial tissue completed, what we were discussing epithelial tissue, please try to remember epithelial tissue particularly which is which is arise from ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. Is that right? Examples also I told. And then after that, epithelial cells don't have any sort of intracellular fluid, intracellular matrix which is going to be little, which is going to present, and cell junctions which are going to present. Just now we discussed these cell junctions. Okay, and these epithelial cells which are going to be flat and cuboidal and columnar. Based on that, again, simple squamous epithelial cells, example of history, simple cuboidal, simple columnar. Then after that, cilia which are going to present on those things, thereby simple ciliated cuboidal, simple ciliated columnar, that also. Then after that, we studied pseudostratified columnar epithelium. Is that right? Then after that, coming to the, this is the single layer. Next, if you come to the double layer, compound or multi-layer or stratified, in that stratified squamous epithelial cells, examples in that, again, which is going to be based on keratin, presence or absence of keratin, which is going to be differentiated to stratified keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium we discussed. Then after that, stratified cuboidal epithelium. Then after that, stratified columnar epithelium. In that stratified columnar epithelium, again we made it stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Is that right? That also lining of the upper respiratory tract and upper soft palate, that is example. And after that, transitional epithelium we discussed, where it is going to present transitional epithelium. Please try to come back to that particular. So in that, ureters, urinary bladder, renal calyces, renal pelvis. Is that right? In that we are going to discuss. Then after that, glands. Different types of glands. Then after that, what we will discuss? Then after that, just now we discuss what are the shapes and where they are going to be located, that particular different types of glands structures we discussed. Simple tubular, simple coiled, that and all we discussed. Then after that, in between the two epithelial cells, cell junctions we discussed. With this epithelial tissue completed. So this epithelial tissue, you have to be very clearly go through the books. Okay, so examples are very important. Please go through that. How do it various number of multiple choice questions. Whatever I provided notes, that you should not miss it out. Each and every example I made it very perfectly. Even you can able to, if that notes itself, it is going to be more sufficient for that competitive exams. but of course you have to be thorough with that some of the content also from the books. Okay, please go through it. Wherever the doubt during interaction session, please you have to be interact and you have to be ask any doubts. Okay, Nama. Next class we are going to be start connective tissue. Okay, thank you.